Friends, what is up? Greg Newmaster coming at you again with another action figure review. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope everybody's doing well, especially in this turbulent beginning to 2021. Today I have the DC Multiverse McFarlane line Batman Flashpoint version. Thomas Wayne himself. What an amazing character. What an amazing figure. I was really excited to get this. For those of you who don't know, Flashpoint Batman is an alternate version of Batman that comes from the 2011 storyline Flashpoint, also the animated movie Flashpoint Paradox, where Flash alters the time stream because he wants to save his mother, accidentally creates an alternate timeline where he doesn't have his powers, and he ends up running into Batman, who is actually Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne. And in this awesome story, spoilers if you haven't read it, but it's great. The art is fantastic. It's by Andy Kubert, who's done X-Men and Wolverine, which he's most notable for, and tons of Batman. It turns out that Thomas Wayne is Batman and not Bruce Wayne. Instead, the murderer kills Bruce, and this causes Thomas Wayne to become Batman, but he's a much vengeful Batman, very similar to the very original incarnation of Batman, the first appearance in Detective Comics, where Batman actually carried a gun and he hunted the criminals instead of abiding by his unbreakable rule. Furthermore, Thomas Wayne not only becomes Batman because Bruce Wayne dies, but Martha Wayne becomes the Joker in an awesome twist. So we get this really dark and gritty version of Batman, as if we couldn't get enough grittier Batman, as in with Frank Miller's Batman and how we've seen Tim Burton's Batman in the movies, and then the Nolan Batmans, and then we had Ben Affleck Batman. So Thomas Wayne, another even grittier version of Batman. But McFarlane finally came out with this toy. It's been out for a bit now, but I finally just picked it up. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of the McFarlane toys because of the scale, because of the weight of the figure, the density of the plastic is real heavy. The only McFarlane version of the DC line that I picked up so far was Nightwing, and I wasn't really happy with it. It was just a very clunky figure, but this is the best version of this figure I've seen. I think maybe DC directed it and maybe one other line, but I can't recall. So I really wanted this version of Batman, so I picked it up. So let's get a look at it here. Here's the box. There's the side, a very plain, generic box. We got the McFarlane logo right there. We got the Spawn's eyes. And beautiful artwork on the back. You know, I can't tell exactly. I believe that's a Kubert, original Kubert artwork, but it might not be. I love the Kubert brothers, Adam and Andy. They've done just such excellent work over the years, since the early 90s. And he's just a fantastic artist, if it is the Kubert artwork itself, but I'm not 100% sure. It says Batman Flashpoint. And there's the side, there is the bottom for verification, and here we go. So let's crack this baby open. It's looking like it's sealed at 3 points with tape instead of just one. So it's sealed there, there, and there as well, so I have to cut that. Sorry guys, I didn't think it would be sealed in 3 different places. So I'm going to bust this guy open. It doesn't look like there's too much. Oh, okay. They actually, so there's a trading card in there, which I think is really cool. Has that wonderful artwork. And then there's a stand also. And the inside of the box is wallpapered nicely with a bunch of different images of Batman. So that's really cool. Let me see if I can open this for you guys so you can get a good look at the trading card that it comes with. Yeah, that's really wonderful. I think it's a nice touch. It also gives a bio on the back. You guys can pause the video if you want to read that, but really nice. So Data file. So Thomas Wayne's only 6'2", 6'2", 210. That's a lot smaller than I thought a Batman would be. But anyhow, that's Thomas Wayne's height and weight. So let's bust this guy out so we can get a really good look at him. Yeah, so this is definitely, I mean, I know you guys will see these all over Target and Walmart, but I mean, this definitely feels like an adult toy. Okay, so he's in there by plastic. I got some plastic ties on there, so I gotta cut that off so I can get him out of the packaging. But yeah, as I was saying, this feels like an adult toy instead of a kid's toy. So it comes with 2 guns. I mean, it's really nice. I mean, the sculpt is really, really nice. And let's get a look at that head sculpt there. Look at that. They even have the red eyes painted in there, which I think is really, really wonderful. Just a really, really nice sculpt. I love, oh, this is actually a soft vinyl plastic. For some reason, I thought this would be a lot harder, but this cape is a really nice soft plastic. I'm personally a soft goods fan. I like it when they have the cloth capes, but this is really nice. Look at how that moves. It's like a real soft vinyl rubber. I'll go over the articulation in a minute. There he is from the back. There he is from the bottom. He even has boot treads. That's what he looks like back. His utility belt is red. It comes with 2 guns, exactly the same. Those look like some big boys. And we'll put them in the holsters. See how that goes in there. Yeah, it fits in there really nice. The holsters are pretty big. And see if we can get that there. And they're not attached to the leg, even though there's a strap there. But this is really soft plastic as well. I'd be careful with that. A lot of potential for that to easily break. But yeah, it'd been nice if it would have come with an alternate head sculpt. Just because these figures are really nice, and I'm kind of spoiled from Marvel Legends coming with alternate head sculpts. I love this look. It's very indicative of Legends of the Dark Knight kind of Batman, mid-90s Batman where he had the pointy shoulders. They started doing that for a long time with him. So I really love this look. The logo is actually sculpted out there. So it's not painted on. He has his own unique logo with a bat, and there's like a red circle in the background. That could be the sun or the moon or just a circle. I don't really know exactly. A lot of nice sculpting on the gauntlets, the greaves. Look at them. So it's really nice. This is a very sharp, hard material right there. So you could kind of cut yourself possibly. This side is melted on mine, so I may have to reform that with a hairdryer. And here are the bracers, or the greaves, I'm sorry, for the boots, the shin pads. He has knee pads here. I don't remember him having knee pads in the original artwork. So he doesn't have the same knee pads in this artwork here. So it's a little bit more sleek in the drawing. But anyhow, so let's get a look at the articulation. He's huge. This figure is really big. Let me see. I don't have my tape measure. I apologize for that. But this is 7 inches. So I'll compare him in size. This is the Jim Lee Hush Batman, which I think is the best Batman figure, comic book version Batman figure ever made. Mafex Batman, I highly recommend anyone who's a huge Batman fan to get that. But here he is compared, and he is a lot bigger. He's at least an inch bigger than the Mafex Batman. And here he is with NECA Batman, which is the same scale. But like I said, I don't like the giant scale. I think the Mafex Batman is the perfect scale, perfect articulation. But That's how McFarlane likes to do it. That's how NECA likes to do it. Though NECA, this is a very beautiful Batman. So let's get a good look at the articulation. Head, left, right, 160 or 360 degrees there. I think it's on a ball joint, but I can't snap that off. Look at the shading on the chin there. He even actually has some beard stubble. So that's a really nice there. He's got some nice stubble on his chin, real nice paint job. You can actually see they even went the extra amount to paint under the nose so he can breathe out of the cowl. So that's pretty cool. They do this, this is another thing I didn't like about McFarlane is their torso articulation. On the other figures, this actually looks really good. They tightened it so it doesn't look so clunky and weird, but they just did a really sloppy torso articulation job, in my opinion. I just wasn't a fan. Even though this is an awkward sculpt here on the NECA version, this is a more natural sculpt, I just think it looks better on the NECA. But anyhow, that's we got the rotation on the torso and the solar plexus area. There is no waist articulation, so we have no waist swivel. Let's get a good look at the arms. So we got they put the butterfly joints on their figures, but it's always limited articulation. This cape is getting in the way as well because it's a hard plastic. The shoulders are really, really tight, so we can get them up that high. And you can kind of see, so it's like, what's the point of putting the butterfly joints in if you can move them back a little bit, but you can barely move them forward. If they were going to do that, they should have put the cut like in the pec, in the side of the pec there. For example, look at the Mayfex. They have the butterfly joints there, but look at how far this Batman can move his arms in together. He can almost completely he can touch his hands together. That's how much movement you have. With this, it's almost wasteful. It's like, what is the point of putting that kind of articulation in there if it's not going to articulate? So anyhow, we got the double jointed elbows, which are hindered by the gauntlets here. So he can't really go much further than that. Like, this joint is useless because of the gauntlets, but that's okay. Let's see at the wrist. Got really good wrist articulation. We got a complete swivel here. It's on a ball joint and lots of range of motion there. So that's really good. Really like that. Let's get a good look at the legs here. So kick, we can get it, can get it about that high, which isn't bad, but Batman needs to be more agile, in my opinion. We can do almost a full straddle. Can't really do a split. We got the double jointed knees, which are really hard to bend. So can't really get his leg up high and can't really get him in some dynamic poses. And here's an odd thing as well, is they gave him toe articulation, like really ridiculous toe articulation. Look at that. And we got the ankle joints as well. We got pivot, rocker, up and down. And I appreciate the double joint in the knees, but like I said, it's like you can't really get dynamic posing because it's kind of like hindered and clunky. So I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of the McFarlane style. The sculpts are far superior. They look awesome compared to DC Icons and blows DC Multiverse out of the water. That gun fits in there really well. So the gun fits in the hand very well. It's sculpted with the finger out so he can hold the trigger. So not too shabby. Look at even the details on the gloves. Looks fantastic. Looks like he has brass knuckles in there. So he can really beat the crap out of criminals. So anyhow, it's not the ideal Batman for me, but it is one of the few awesome Thomas Wayne action figures. I do recommend it. I would suggest buying it. It's not that expensive, around $25, $25 to $30, depending where you get it from. And Thomas Wayne is just such a cool version of Batman. So please like and subscribe if you like the video. God bless you all, and thank you very much. Peace.